to this week's episode of Word on the Street. I'm your host Sleazy, and today we're joined by 3 new panellists. They'll tell us what superpower they would want.
Hi, I'm Joey. I'm 14 and I go to Carmel High School. If I could have one superpower, it would be to fly.
Hi, I'm Courtney. I'm 17 and I also go to Carmel High School. And my superpower would be to have invisibility.
Hi, I'm Tapia. I go to Tikipunga High School. The power I would like to have is super strength.
Today we'll be talking about 3 topics which directly affect youth: raising the driving age, raising the drinking age, and the synthetic cannabis alternative, Kronic. So this year, the age for drivers to get their learner's licence has been raised from 15 to 16, and the restricted test is supposedly more difficult to pass. So what do you guys think about that?
Well, I turned 15 this September and it's been changed August, so I've just missed out on it because it's been changed to 16, so now I have to wait till next year, which sucks, basically. There's other people who are in my class who have got their learners, and it's disappointing, actually. Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
I thought it was quite good because when I was 15, I couldn't focus on the road at all, like even 16. But like, I guess the level of focus goes up when you get older.
I suppose it's quite good for the restricted age to go up because, the restricted test to be more difficult because it makes it more of a challenge before you can get your full and just be driving around the streets, I suppose. But I think that age being put up is, disappointing.
So do you think that, because youth are responsible for a lot of the accidents on the road, do you think that raising the driving age is going to help those accidents decrease?
Yep.
Really?
Yeah, definitely.
I don't think so, because, especially having friends and stuff, I think 15 and 16-year-olds are a lot more, I think it's more 18 is kind of the age where it's a bit more,
I
cocky.
agree. I think that once you're 18 or 19, then you're way more confident in a car anyway.
Yeah.
And I suppose you might have more money to make your car better, whatever.
Get a flasher car.
Yeah. So I think that it probably is more dangerous for 18 and 19-year-olds.
Yeah. From personal experience, when I first I got my learners straight away, so when I was 15, but then I didn't get my restricted until, I think it was a little bit after 16. And I remember I was so nervous when I first started driving, on my restricted. It was the weirdest feeling ever to not have my mum next to me. And I remember, I was so nervous, and the slightest little thing would go wrong, I would panic a little bit and freak out. And then obviously now I'm a lot more confident, and I think that's generally when crashes happen, is when people are yeah, I know what I'm doing, and then they just go, maybe they're speeding or maybe they're just not completely paying attention. And then so I think raising the age isn't really going to make a difference, unless they raised it to 25 or something ridiculous, then you probably see a difference.
That would be pretty.
But to be honest, I think 15 and 16, it's not really going to change anything. It's just a hassle.
I remember when I got my learners, I started driving and I was going 20 and I was like, oh my God, this is so fast. So I think that raising the driving age could help the issues, but do you think that there's anything else that could be done to help decrease road deaths?
I think making the restricted test harder probably helps.
Harder?
Yeah, apparently they made it harder.
Yeah.
Well, I'm sure it depends on the instructors, because one of my mates actually had an instructor where he did one thing wrong and he failed, whereas one of my other mates did so many things wrong and he still passed.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know that there are some people in the AA who are more stricter, because I did my full and I looked over to see, is he checking the mirrors, and he's staring out the window looking at the track. So do you think that we should have had more of a say in the age going up, because they sort of just did it without?
Definitely.
I think it wasn't very well communicated either when the change was going to happen. I remember I heard about it since year 9, but the dates, there were just rumours about the dates going around, January, then March and April, and you'd never really found out, so you couldn't be prepared for it or anything. Yeah. We only found out in about June, I suppose, that it was August properly. So
Yeah, I'm the same. Like, I remember back when I was probably like 14, maybe even younger, and everyone was talking about it going up. Like, this was, a couple of years ago now.
Yeah.
And, like, it would literally be like, oh, it's going up next month. And then next month will come, and they'd be like, oh, nah, it's going up the next month. And we'd be like, oh, okay. And I remember being real nervous because I'd heard it was happening just before my birthday. And I was like, oh, typical. But then, of course, it didn't happen. So I think when I actually did hear about it happening, I remember I was like, oh, yeah, right. They've been saying it for years. And then, we had, like, no warning. Like, it was probably, like, 2 or 3 weeks before it happened, I actually found out it was actually happening. Like, so I think they could have definitely voiced that better, yeah.
Do you think that the fact that we didn't have a say in this, do you think it shows a problem with our perspective being heard in the society?
Well, I think that maybe, I suppose things like this are good because it means that our voice can be heard more and will be taken notice of, the youth.
Well, let's be honest, when do they ever listen to us?
Yeah,
That's
true.
true.
I think this is a typical case of them blaming it on the youth, saying, like, for crashing and stuff like that. And, like, yes, of course, there's statistics saying that we crash, but, I mean, we're not the only ones, And I think it's one of those things where, it's a typical adult kind of attitude of, oh, well, it's the youth these days, you know what they're up to. And, so I think that might be what's happened, which, I mean, it's happened before.
So maybe if, because they've raised the driving age, do you think that maybe they should say, you're not allowed to drive once you've reached 80, so do you think that maybe that would decrease road deaths as well?
They're even worse than us. So.
Yeah.
Well, they don't crash, they just go
They
really
just go
fast.
really slow.
crash.
Oh, true.
Yes.
So maybe they should just say, once you reach about 50, you're not allowed to drive either, because then that'll decrease the road crashes as well.
Maybe it's just ban driving altogether. That could solve the problem,
Let's go back to horses.
So, Joe, you're affected by it. Does that make you feel, is it pretty rats?
Yeah. It's just being surrounded by other people who have got it. Who give you lots of crap about it, actually. That's probably the worst part. It's not the driving, but yeah.
I can't give you any. I don't have mine. So.
That's your choice.
Well, like I told you, I had no focus in year 15. When I was 15 years old. 16-year-old, when I was 16, I still didn't have any focus. 17, I was like, yeah. So 18, I was like, okay, I'm going to get it. I know I'm going to get it.
Yeah.
Let's do this.
But I think it's good that you've recognised your concentration levels aren't good enough for driving, because I think that a lot of adults think that it's just all youth suck at concentrating, but it's not like that.
And we're all irresponsible.
I think like it depends on the, like, if you're going for your restricted test, if it depends on the instructor, then it depends on the kid as well. When you're driving, like.
So thanks, guys. That was really insightful. We'll be back soon with a topic which everyone's been talking about, the raising of the drinking age. So I say stay tuned, and we'll see you after the break.